Hey, got some news for you.
Oh, okay. I love news.
Well, it's not anything earth-shattering about what's going on in wrestling or what's going on in AEW. I am in Atlantic City doing Collision on Saturday night. Of course, we made a big deal, and I think it was fair that we made a big deal out of me being back on TBS on Saturday night doing wrestling again. Had a great crowd in Atlantic City. I drive from Atlantic City to, I'm really stretching this out. I'm sorry. From Atlantic City to Philadelphia, spend the night at the hotel there at the airport, walk to the gate. Ricky and Robert are there. And who else is there? But the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Oh my gosh. Look at
Okay.
that.
And to even further the story, we sat beside each other on the flight.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, we did. And he said, "You got me, Schiavone." And one guy said, "Hey, Rick," he stood up. He said, "I'm a big fan." He said, "Here's Tony Schiavone. He's the one that made me famous." And we talked. And of course, and I said, "Rick, you can't really talk to the flight attendants like you did back in the 80s." He said, "Watch me." And so he
Oh,
went up.
God.
He just went up, got a Bloody Mary. He said, "I'll give you $8,000 for a Bloody Mary." She said, "No, no, no, I'll make you one." And he sat down and we talked just a little bit and clunk. Both the old guys were out, gone. But it was great seeing him. It really was. And he was on his way back to Tampa and I was on my way home. And I just thought that was kind of
Full
unique
circle
and
moment for you.
yeah, full circle moment. And I
Not
mentioned
only
him.
on TBS on Saturday night, but with the Nature Boy himself. My
Yeah,
gosh.
right. And I told him, I said, of all the things I've done in my career, one of the most memorable ones, if not the most memorable one, is, and I've talked about this on this program before, being able to hold the microphone for Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Big deal. I mean, Ric Flair was before 1985. A lot of people knew him, but he wasn't on TV on a national level
Right.
until he got on TBS. And then Ric Flair became a household name. So I just, I feel honored that if you see pictures of Ric Flair doing promos, there I am holding the microphone. I wasn't the only one. David did sometime, JR did sometime, but I'm especially in 85, I'm holding the microphone when he first started. So it means a lot to me that he not only meant a lot to my career personally, but also there I am and all those videos and all those pictures next to Ric Flair. Big deal.
Shout out to the Nature Boy. He's got some fun stuff coming up that I'm sure people are going to have fun with. And I want to go ahead and show you something else that caught my attention. And this comes to us courtesy of AEW. Our great close personal friend RJ City has a fabulous YouTube series. I'm sure you're familiar with it, Tony.
Mhm.
Hey, EW,
Right.
which is pretty fun. And well, there's a fun story on here that I think you'll get a kick out of. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage, Silva.
You also said your dream match is with Too Cold Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you want to see his giant penis.
No, I actually wrestled him, and
You got a peek?
I guess I got a peek, and I got a unintentional feel because I was down on the ground selling. He did a front flip leg drop, and somehow his leg hit me, but then something else hit my jaw, and I'm like, oh hell no, that was it. That show was it. That was the legend. So,
Wow.
How about that?
Hit Willie in the jaw with it.
I mean, I've heard of like a tandem leg drop, but it's usually you and a tag team partner, not you and your sidecar.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good way to say it. A sidecar.
Well,
Well,
I mean, do
why not?
you think he has to? Does that count as a carry on when he's traveling? I mean, can he still have another bag, or is that? I don't think it goes in the overhead bin. I've never traveled with him. I don't know.
I would not like to see him put in the overhead bin, and I'm sure the flight attendants wouldn't like to see that either.
No,
No.
I think I agree.
It might fit under the seat in front of him.
Okay. Hey, before we get going, as a reminder, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to jump in and join us. We're watching the very first Saturday night's main event over on Peacock. It's season 1, episode 1. And Tony, I don't know if you saw this, but We have we've created some entrepreneurs through this show.
Well, I guess that's one way to say it.
Well, I'm just saying, we started referring to our trademark attorney, Mike Dawkins, as our gimmick attorney, and he went and bought gimmickattorney.com and forwarded it to his page. And then we started talking about our great close personal friend who's known to clog a toilet or two, Mr. Jeff Jewett. And we sort of freestyled that his business was doodootrucking.com. And of course, he bought that domain and pointed it his way. And a few years ago, we we may have accidentally created a monster, Tony.
Okay.
The former belt pope, who referred to himself as Super Dave Miller. Only assholes call themselves Super Dave, but I digress.
I think he's with us here tonight too.
Well, don't say that.
Okay.
It's not like Joe Hendry where I say his name and he appears, I hope. But anyway, we did a fun April 1st nothing but commercials drop a few years ago. And I had these silly over the top commercials for Pond Water Dave. I was talking about how he couldn't get sick. He had flaming hot Cheetos and Diet Mountain Dew or whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, man, he's taken it off and ran with it. We talked a few weeks ago, or a few months ago now at this point, about how he once got in a fight and had to defend himself when he was working at the grocery store. And there was I think the term he used was crackhead. And he had to defend himself. And the only thing that was handy was a tuna can. You remember this?
No.
Okay. Well, he's turned it into a t-shirt, Dave. I can't believe this is real. Silva, Tuna Can Jones. He's actually got merch now. This is Pond Water Dave selling t-shirts where he calls himself Tuna Can Jones, where he's beat a woman about the head and face who was attacking him, biting him, drawing blood, puncturing his skin. She would not stop biting him. He had to take matters into his own hand with a can of tuna. And now to celebrate that moment in time, he's selling Tuna Can Jones t-shirts. What have we done, Tony?
Well, we've made entrepreneurs. And not only that, he had a very beautiful young lady modeling the shirt for him as well, unless that's Photoshop shit, which it could be.
Throw that picture back up there.
Okay.
You think Pond Water Dave knows that girl?
No, that's Photoshop.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, I think.
Hey, speaking of nerds,
Yeah.
I think Silva's got a little clip for us.
Oh, brother.
Tony, tell me that's not the best possible version of Raining Blood you've ever heard.
That's actually the first version of Raining Blood I've ever heard.
You're not a Slayer guy?
No, no.
Dude, Matt Schiavone told me he was conceived a Slayer.
He may have been, but I don't remember that.
You just went full Davy Boy. I wasn't even there. I
don't know.
SaveWithConrad.com.
Yeah, I'm Justin Ruffin from Knoxville, Tennessee. What got me to Save with Conrad was the 83 Weeks podcast. I really wasn't thinking about getting rid of any debt. I just wanted to cash out some equity in the house to do remodeling. But I did both, so that was pretty awesome. Worked out great. Redid the foyer, built pantry space, and there was little odds and ends when I first bought the house that I wanted to take care of, and we were able to take care of it. So Yeah, paid off 2 cars and some credit card debt. So probably all in all, get $30,000 in that. And then I got some 30,000 more equity out of the house, and still plenty of equity left over. So payment's good. I lowered my interest rate. I'm in a much better spot than I was. Super easy. Everybody was great. Very, very awesome people. Francis and Steve were great to work with. They're awesome. Made it through a very easy, seamless experience. I'd probably say all in all, probably $1,000 a month at least. I lowered my interest rate, especially the way the interest rates are right now, which is, that's amazing. I'm Justin Bruckman from Knoxville, Tennessee. I saved over $1,000 with SaveWithConrad.com, and I did a lot of renovations with that money as well.
NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. SaveWithConrad.com.